Have you ever just stopped and wondered if there's a single idea that could connect, well, everything? I'm talking from the tiniest particles all the way up to our deepest thoughts, and maybe even our sense of purpose. Well, today we're diving into a pretty radical new theory that tries to do just that. It's called the harmonic scale framework, and it proposes a unified physics of matter, mind, and soul. So let's get into it.
Okay, so the whole theory really kicks off with this one simple but really powerful image. The author asks us to just imagine the waves on a shore. And what if that rhythm we see isn't just, a nice view? What if it's actually a clue? A key to an invisible world where waves are the fundamental building blocks of, well, everything.
So how does that even work, right? Well, the harmonic scale framework, or HSF for short, builds its entire model of reality on one single profound idea.
And here it is. The central idea is just this: everything is waves. That's it. Not tiny little particles, not vast empty space, but a universe made up entirely of interacting, resonating waves. This one concept is the foundation for absolutely everything else we're going to talk about.
So according to HSF, this whole wave-based reality isn't just one big mess of waves. It's actually organized into three distinct but totally interconnected fields. Think of it like layers. At the bottom, you've got the physical world, which the theory calls K. Then, layered right on top of that is the M field, or the menta field. That's where thought lives. And then, at the very deepest layer, you have the S field, or soul field, which is all about our core identity and purpose. All right, let's break each one of these down.
Okay, so let's start at the bottom of that pyramid, the foundation. Let's talk about the physical world that we all know and experience.
So the K field, that's just the HSF's name for the physical universe. But here's the twist. Instead of thinking about particles and forces, it imagines reality as this giant orchestra of different types of waves, or channels as it calls them. And each of these channels is playing a different part, responsible for a different piece of physical reality. And this is where HSF really goes off the beaten path from standard physics. We're all taught that an electron is like a tiny solid ball, right? Well, in this framework, an electron isn't a thing at all. It's a stable, self-reinforcing pattern of intersecting waves, almost like it's locked into a perfect, repeating harmony.
Okay, so HSF takes all physical stuff and sorts it into these different wave channels. And here's where it gets really interesting. It suggests that things like dark matter and dark energy, these huge mysteries in physics, aren't some weird exotic substance. Nope. It proposes they're just different types of waves, the neutral wave and the cos wave, just vibrating out there in this universal physical field. All right, so if the whole physical world is made of waves, then what about our thoughts? This is where the framework makes a huge leap, moving from the universal cosmos right down to the personal, trying to bridge that massive gap between physics and consciousness. So, HSF proposes this idea of a menta field. Now, this isn't some global psychic network or anything. It's a personal field that your own brain generates. You can almost think of it like a local bubble of energy around you. And inside it, your thoughts, your memories, your stories, they all exist as unique wave structures. And I love this analogy from the source material. It says that events leave imprints in the field, like ripples on a lake. I mean, how cool is that? Every single experience, every thought, it leaves a pattern in your menta field. So, in this view, memories aren't just electrical signals in your neurons. They're actual, persistent wave patterns held in your own personal field. But this menta field isn't just some messy soup of random thoughts. No, it's actually a pretty structured system. It has its own specific wave channels that are responsible for different jobs. For example, some channels carry the raw content of your thoughts, images, symbols, words. Others are busy organizing those thoughts into the narratives and stories we tell ourselves, and some channels even help us sync up and align our thinking with other people.
All right, now we're getting to the third and honestly the most profound layer of this whole framework. This is the field that, according to the theory, is what gives our lives meaning and a sense of direction.
This is the soul field, or the S field. It's described as this endless, but at the same time, deeply personal field. And its job isn't to create thoughts, but to guide them. The idea is that this is the source of our core values, our conscience, that deep, overarching sense of purpose we all search for.
So this soul field, it's operating on the absolute deepest level. It has these different resonant channels that, for instance, give us our sense of just being present. They give us our core values, that gut feeling of what really truly matters.
Other channels are what manage our conscience and our life's purpose. And the highest channels? Well, those are what allow us to feel things like compassion and to connect with something way bigger than ourselves.
Okay, so we've got the three layers, right? The physical, the mental, and the soul. But the big question is, how do they talk to each other? I mean, how does a wave of purpose from the S field actually influence a thought in the M field, which then leads to a physical action in the K field? And the answer is this single, really elegant rule that connects everything. It's called harmonic lock. The idea is that energy and information can only flow between these different fields, the K, M, and S, when their waves are in sync, when they're in harmony. It's exactly like tuning forks, right? You strike one, and if another one nearby has the same frequency, it just starts vibrating on its own. That's the idea.
Yeah, this table really sums it all up nicely. You've got the K field, the physical stage, the M field, which is kind of like the personal actor on that stage, and the S field, the director that's giving the whole performance a purpose. Three separate layers, all connected by that one simple law of harmonic resonance. Okay, so this is all a really fascinating theory for sure. But the source takes it one step further. It asks the big question, so what? If this whole framework is even remotely correct, what could we actually do with it? Well, one of the most ambitious ideas is for new energy. Get this, instead of using these gigantic, powerful magnets to control fusion plasma, HSF suggests we could use precisely tuned electromagnetic waves to create something called phase cages. It's a totally different all-wave approach that could, in theory, be way more stable and efficient. How about medicine? The theory suggests we could literally monitor the phase coherence of our brain waves, basically how well they're all locked in harmony, and use that as a direct measurement for things like stress, focus, or overall mental well-being. And you can see how that ties right back into the whole idea of the menta field. And this next one just makes so much sense. Therapy. Specifically, using music. The theory says the reason music works on us is because it is structured wave energy. It can literally tune the wave patterns in our menta field, helping to bring them into coherence. You can imagine therapies that use very specific frequencies to help with specific mental conditions.
Now, this is really important. The author isn't pushing this out as some proven fact. The entire framework, we're talking formulas, testable predictions, the whole shebang, has been released openly. It's basically a formal invitation to physicists and the whole scientific community to jump in, engage with the ideas, test them, and help prove or, and this is just as important, disprove them.
So, at the end of the day, we're left with this really profound and provocative question. The harmonic scale framework suggests that our reality, everything from the entire cosmos down to our own consciousness, is just one grand symphony of waves. It's asking us to stop seeing the world as a collection of separate, static things, and instead to start listening for the harmony. So the final question is, what do you hear?